Andy's Garage. I'm Andy Phillips. Today I'm going to show you how to clean a catalytic converter, and we'll find out if lacquer thinner is actually an effective method. So let's go ahead and get started. Now what I'm going to be using, and I got to admit this is the first time that I'm trying this method. What I have is a vehicle that the catalytic converter has been generating the error code that is below the threshold efficiency, and you can see here. What we have here is a P0420 code that's being generated, and that's for the catalyst system being below the threshold. Now, however, this can kick off this code if it's just a few percentages below where it needs to be. So in a lot of cases, the catalytic converter is still good and may just need to be cleaned, which is what we're going to do right now. Now, to understand what the P0420 code pertains to, it says that it's the catalyst threshold, that the efficiency is below the threshold. Now, that can mean a couple things, because you have your oxygen sensors that are also around the catalytic converter. You have a upstream and a downstream, which is one before it, one after it. Now, what you want to do is to properly diagnose this problem first. In this case, we've already done that, and that's how we're at the point where we're going to try this lacquer thinner and clean the catalytic converter. But what you want to do first, if you are getting that code, a mistake that a lot of people make is they just assume that it pertains to the oxygen sensor and they change it, and then what happens is they have a catalytic converter issue and they didn't solve the problem and they spent the money, wasted the time on the oxygen sensor. When you're dealing with oxygen sensors, just to give you just a very brief overview, you have the upstream, which comes before the catalytic converter. That one usually is going to have more of an erratic movement on the actual wave chart. The one after it is usually more stable. Now, if you want to understand more as far as their functionality, what they do, how they work, you can check out my video via the link shown above, and that'll kind of help explain a little bit more in depth about the oxygen sensors. Now, once you've determined that the oxygen sensors are working properly, then the next thing you would do is then move to the catalytic converter. A lot of people just go ahead and replace it, but what we're going to try to do is actually clean it, see if that solves the problem. Normally what I would do is I would just swap out the catalytic converter, but there's a few mechanics online and other ones that I know that swear by this method. One of them who I do watch online, who has a lot of experience, he swears by doing this for over 30 years and it works. So we figured we'd give it a try. We're going to add a gallon of pure lacquer thinner to a half-gallon tank of gas, and then we're going to go ahead and run the car and see how that goes. I went ahead and transferred the lacquer thinner to this gallon container because this will make it easier to pour it. So I'm going to go ahead and fill it up now, and then we'll run the car. All right, full gallon is in there. So go ahead and take the car, drive it, get all that cleaner to go through the system. Okay, we have the gallon of lacquer thinner in there with the fuel now, so start it up. You pretty much want to burn this all through your system, so depending on your vehicle, it's going to be different. For this particular car, it's a little Kia, gets good gas mileage. I'm probably going to get about, I don't know, probably 125, 150 maybe even more out of that half tank. But you pretty much want to ride it out to let it all burn through all of that and do its job. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do some driving and we'll be back to see how it worked. Now it's best to run your car with a little bit of a higher load on the engine. I usually try to keep it over 2,000 RPMs. Highway driving's good, that way you really get that burning through.
Connected to OBD. Caution, icy conditions.
I'm going to scan the computer after cleaning the catalytic converter, see if it's generating any more efficiency codes for the catalyst system. There we have it. No codes found, clean. All right, so we've went ahead, we put the lacquer thinner in, 1 gallon of it to a half tank of gas. We've driven the car approximately 110 miles, all highway driving, going 65, 70 mile an hour, anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 RPMs, kind of put the load on it there, get it working through. Afterwards, I went ahead and I cleared out all the history of the codes. That way we had a clean slate. We've just finished driving it again, an additional almost 40 miles, nothing. Everything looks clean and clear. So I'm gonna wrap it up by saying it looks like the lacquer thinner did work. Like I mentioned at the beginning, this is the first time I've actually tried this as a cleaner, and it looks like it did its job. So I hope this video helped you out. Please send me any questions, any comments. I would love to hear from you. As always, I appreciate all of the support. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel as I'm always posting new videos each week. I'll see you next time.